Hey, what's up everybody? Fred Minnick here, and I've got a major update for my top 100. As you know, my list was published, the contenders, 2 weeks ago on December 1st, and in 5 days, I will do my live tasting right here on this channel. Now, my criteria was very clear that no single barrels were allowed. There had to be at least 500 bottles of the product in existence. And while my fact checkers did a very good job making sure my list had, they confirmed them to the best of their abilities, that they all had at least 500 bottles. As we were collecting inventory for the tasting on next week, we did find that we had a single barrel. And it's with a very heavy heart and great disappointment that I have to kick out what I think is the best American single malt I have tasted all year. And that is the Bird Creek. This is a single malt of theirs. And as you can see, this scored exceptionally well for me at the Ascots. And this is their Baronese. I hope I pronounced that right, but you can see right here on the neck of how many bottles is in this single barrel, and you can see on the side here what actual cask number that is. So when I was going through these bottles and working with my pouring team to make sure we had enough whiskey and triple confirming that everything was a batch and there were no single barrels in there, I saw this and it just broke my heart, because this is great whiskey. It's absolutely great whiskey, and it deserves to be in contention for best whiskey for my palate. But I did put that criteria out there, and we made a mistake. Didn't catch it when we published it, but I also said here on this channel, in the event that this comes up or we're not able to get a bottle, that we did have alternates. And our very first alternate, which would have made it at 101 if we did the full list, which this is kind of ironic that this particular brand was the 101st on that list. And that's Wild Turkey Generations. So this right here will now be in contention for the top 100. So Wild Turkey Generations, which I really did love this, but it was, to me, when I was tasting it and I was right there, I was like, I love it, but I'm not in love with it. And that's kind of why it was on the outside looking in. But obviously I loved it enough to make it that first alternate. So it was right there knocking on the door. There were a couple craft brands that made me more excited about what they were doing than this. But now it's in, due to an error in our fact checking, we had to punt Bird Creek. So unfortunately, Bird Creek will not be in my top 100 tasting. And in comes Wild Turkey Generations. But I do want to say this, we are only human. It was an error. I regret that error, that we did not catch it. And if you have not tasted this already, if you don't have this in your collection, if you're looking to learn more about American single malts, please go get this bottle. Bird Creek this is a really delicious American single malt. So, but I wanted to put that out there before we got into the weekend. December 20th will be my taste off. Do not miss it. Go over there into the live streams and see what upcoming live streams I have. Click remind me on that, and I shit you not, I kid you not, like if the Wild Turkey Generations does really well in this, I'm going to be like, well, maybe I should open this up to 125, because this is getting hard. It gets really hard to narrow it down to 100, and then when you put all these measures on there, qualifications, and you have to punt one down the road when you thought you had everything fact checked and you had it all right. Sometimes you still don't get it right, even though you tried your hardest and you had a team around you to do it. but it happens, and I'm very excited to add Wild Turkey Generations to it. Apologies again to Bird Creek for this mishap, but you all make great whiskey. Cheers, and thank you for tuning in. Be safe out there. I will see you soon, December 20th.